I came to China, not by human connection, but God's divine intervention. I have the letter here with me too. The letter says that I'm one of the 60 South African entrepreneurs officially selected to participate in government programs. Grace and peace to you all in the name of Jesus Christ. My name is Kholokazi from China, but I'm originally from South Africa. My testimony goes like this. In 2022, I came across Brathus's page on Facebook, and I sent my prayer request with regard to my career, my family, and my life in general. So for the past 10 years, I was unemployed, despite the fact that I hold 2 qualifications from higher institution. So it was difficult throughout these years, these long years without getting any job. I felt so disappointed. I faced so much rejection in the market, in the job market. And after these years, I was busy selling the product from network marketing company, even though the money that I was doing there, it was not much because I was just eating from hand to mouth. I was not doing much as a person that is educated. First of all, I was the first graduate in my family before my older brother and my older sister. And I was the first graduate in my community in 2010. That was the first person who graduated. And again, I was the youngest Christian because I accepted Jesus Christ when I was 17 years. So this brought so much attention to me. People were expecting so much from me. Now that I'm a graduate, I must start having a good job. I must start living a good life. All these years, I was facing those challenges. People will be asking me, why are you still praying when God is not answering you? Why are you so brainwashed? What did you do to God to start praising God at a younger age, to be a Christian? Do you know what Christianity is? And in 2016, in my family, did a ceremony for girls and the women in my family. There is a ceremony that we do when you grow up. And then everybody participated, but only me and my sister, we didn't participate because we are Christian, and my sister was already a Christian by that time. So it brought again so much, like everybody was talking in my family, in my community, that why don't you participate? Why are you so brainwashed? Don't you know that you have to do these things? That's why your life is like that. Even after I did not participate in that ceremony, my life did not change. I felt a lot of rejection. I submitted so much CVs in different institutions, like from government to public sector and private sector, but I did not get any employment. I would attend so many interviews, but when I do follow up, I was told that our successful candidate was employed. Then I gave up on the job market. In 2021, I registered my company, mainly to do the tender project for government, to deliver service from the government like PPE, cleaning materials, and school uniform. Even though my company was registered on database and was compliant, I still didn't find jobs. I was in Joburg in Gauteng by that time. So I asked my other colleagues, like, how do you get jobs? They told me that in order for you to find jobs, you must know someone somewhere. You must write, you must go and introduce yourself. You must talk to those people, tell them that you are going to do this before they can, you are going to pay them before they can actually give you a job. So I said, no, I'm not going to do this. How am I going to start asking people for jobs? How can I start asking for people for bribes? After a year, I decided to move from Gauteng to Eastern Cape in my province. Even in Eastern Cape, I still find it difficult to secure any jobs. I do walk-ins, but I still find it difficult until it was done in 2022 by that time. Then I came across Brother Chris's page on Facebook. I sent a prayer request. After that, I received a call from God's Heart TV team. They called me and they asked me, after prayer, did you see any changes? Then I said, no, I didn't see any changes now. They motivated me and encouraged me that I must keep on praying and keep on doing right things. Okay, then after that, even though I was struggling, but the doors started to open. It was not like I started receiving the quotation through my emails and replying and receiving jobs. After towards the year end, 2023 now, I sent another prayer request with regard to my career and everything, asking the God's opinion to Paratis. What is God's opinion with regard to my career, with regard to my business, with regard to my life? Because even that now that I'm living this life, I still find it difficult for me to live. Like, people are laughing at me. I'm doubting my life. I have a lot of question and confusion in my life. And even in my family now, people will be asking me, why are you living this life? You are too young to live this. Where is this life going to lead you? If you are always distancing yourself from the things of the world while you're still young, you have to live your life, enjoy your life. So Brother Chris called me and assured me that God is with me. I must keep on doing what is right. And I must trust God. And I must believe that God is working out the answer. And remember, by that time, I did not tell Brother Chris that people were saying that I must start bribing. Like, I did not say that. I just mentioned my life, how my life is going. So Brother Chris prayed for me and said, you and God are majority. Everything is possible with God. Do what is right. And then after that, whenever I'm going to submit my quotation now, I would say, me and God are majority. From there, I started receiving quotation, I reply, and then I received purchase order. I submitted first on another hospital. I was never been there. I don't know anyone there. I submitted my PO the day I was delivering. That day I was delivering this purchase order. I made in that purchase order, I made more than 100% profit. I also received another order from SASSA, South Africa Social Development Agency, SASSA. And then on that order, I made more than 200%. I kept on, the doors started to open, like in the hospital that I was never there, in the department that I never even saw those people. Like, I saw that this was God's hand. It was not a human hand. So all the doors started to open. I was not worrying about what I'm going to do where I'm going to get money for the next job. I was not worried about how I'm going to pay rent. I was just taking money from the business account, and I was able to visit my mother and buy grocery. And my business was just doing well every month. Now I did not struggle at all. Then 2025, I received I saw an advert. My sister sent me an advert about the application to China for entrepreneurs from South Africa. So I applied. By that time, I had faith. Like, I was no longer doubting myself, because Brother Chris said, you and God are majority. I have this conviction that I'm going to China. I was just excited before even applying. Then I applied. After that, my application was successful. I still faced some challenges because they did not call me on time. So I called. They said, no, all the successful candidates are already undergoing some preparation to go to leave for China. I said, what was the problem? Why I was not accepted? And they said, no, you must resend so that we can prove that you applied. Then I resend my application. And remember, by that time, everyone already did their medicals, their fingerprints, and everything in preparation to leave for China. And then I did not do anything. So after that, I sent, and then I was told to the office. They told me that I'm successfully and I must start preparing. But now I'm going to pay by myself. And God again gave me another job to go and wash the laundry in the SAPS, specifically for this preparation. Then I went to Eastern Cape. I did this preparation, and I did the job, and I got the money. I did all my medicals. I did with all my transport and everything. God prepared for me. Then I came to China, not by human connection, but God's divine intervention. I have the letter here with me too. The letter says that I'm one of the 60 South African entrepreneurs officially selected to participate in government program and training in partnership with China Center for International Economic Exchange Cooperation.
So tell us there, is that you, and what are you doing there in China?
Okay, in the first photo on my left, I was in the farmer. First of all, I forgot to mention this. In 2022, towards the end, I prepared a land and I signed the land. I asked the land that was not used in my family, and that land I said I'm going to prepare my construction company there. It was before I even know that I would ever find this opportunity or money to start the business. It was just God telling me, but I was not paying attention. And in 2025, I got another land. In this land, I said, I'm going to put a farming because I love farming. Because now I'm no longer going to be employed. I am a business person. I told myself that I'm going to employ people. So I have this big land, but I did not know why. Even my mother was asking me, why are you collecting all this land? What are you going to do? Where are you going to get this money? Yes, I understand now your business is doing well, but you can't get this big money. But then now here in this picture, on my left, I was in the farm. They are farming rice in the villages of China. So yes, this is the village, and I met everyone there that was a farmer, and they were showing us how to farm rice. And we also went to the farmer where they farm the strawberries and the tomatoes and the other vegetables. We attend classes so that we can be able to speak with Chinese or understand a little to understand what they're saying, because you are told that when you are doing business, you don't only focus on money, but you also have to know what the people, their culture, what they are interested in, everything they do. So we attend the classes and we meet the investors, people that are successful in the same industry as me. Like I'm meeting people from the construction industry. We are meeting successful people from the farming, and they advise us. They get invited to our school and we get to visit their companies.
We know that your testimony does not stop there, that it's actually affected your wider family too. So tell us about what happened to your brother and your mother.
My brother, in 2023, June, my brother was visiting our youngest brother from my uncle's side to the initiation school. But he first passed by another initiation school just to greet and pass. But then they did not welcome him. My brother is older than me. They did not welcome them. Instead, they beat them from 10 p.m. until the morning around 4 a.m. And my brother was admitted to hospital and stayed there for a whole week. And after that, he was finally released and discharged from hospital. After 2 months, he was blocked and unable to pee. And then after that, we started praying with Brother Chris. He would come and join the live interactive prayer service with Brother Chris and pray. By that time, I wanted instant healing because he was blocked and he was unable to pee. It was just a serious matter because even the color of the face was changing to be too dark and was unable to walk, and it was difficult for him to go to the toilet. After 4 months, he went to see the doctor, and the doctor put a catheter so that he can be able to pee. But not only that, the pain continues. He was like difficult to go to the toilet, and whenever there is he was booked for operation. They used to tell him that, no, you have to go back, we have serious people. And my brother was in pain. Whenever I come back, I will tell my mother, oh, thank God, I don't want my brother to be operated. And then they gave him another catheter on his manhood. Then it was a second catheter on his manhood. After a week, they said he must come back after 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, they just took all the catheters out. He was able to go to the toilet. He was able to pee freely, and no operation was done by the grace of God. It was just a miracle because there was no operation done to him.
Wow. So Kholekazi, you mean that he prayed along with Brother Chris during the interactive prayer, and after that he was able to urinate freely, is that right?
Yes. When we were praying along with Brother Chris, we were also holding the picture of the catheter because the catheter sometimes used to be blocked by blood clots. So we started praying with Brother Chris online and offline.
And we know you have one more testimony regarding your mother. So would you like to share that one finally?
My mother had a problem. He got the glass on her foot, and he was unable to walk for 3 months. She was unable to go to the church. It was difficult. And because it was difficult to be traced, even in the clinic, they couldn't see the glass. And my mother joined in the 6th of January 2023. My mother joined the live interactive prayer with Brother Chris. And when he was praying, he felt a sharp pain on her foot, and immediately the pain were gone after prayer. And after 2 weeks of prayer, he felt that glass moving on her foot. finding its way out. Then on the 7th of March, the glass finally came out by the glory of God. In all these 3 testimonies, I've learned something. In my mother's testimony, I've learned that God is a miracle worker. He can do anything, and everything is possible to God. In my brother's testimony, I've learned that endurance teaches us more lessons than deliverance. Because during that time, since I was saved, I used to just pray to my family when you're going to sleep, maybe when someone is going to town. But at this time, I developed more faith, and I even read and preach in front of my family to say that God is in control. I was always praying with them. I would wake up at home and go to my brother's house and pray with them in the morning and give them word of advice. As Brother Chris always give me, I would pass them to my brother and read the Bible to them. My testimony, it taught me that indeed with God we are majority, as Brother Chris said. And I thank God for all the closed doors and rejection in the past. Because if I was working, my brother and my mother wouldn't have found all the attention. And maybe I don't know what would have happened in their life. I thank Brother Chris and God's Heart TV team for encouraging words and for calling me when they did not know me. The encouraging words to the people all over the world and Christian is that Jesus did not want us enslaved to the fears, anxiety, and the sins. So he sacrificed himself so that the truth could win. Brother Chris said, and I quote, we with God are majority. Praise God.
During the prayer with Brother Chris, I vomited something and I felt the sense of the power of God. And it's like something was lifted or taken out of me